All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the world of web design and what makes a great user experience. Now, usually for these explainers, we're digging into, a dense article, maybe a complex study, but today is different, like really different. Our source material is incredibly sparse, but I promise you it's profound.
So here it is. This is our entire source text for today. 4 sounds, n, o. Yep, that's it, the whole thing. And I know what you're probably thinking right now. Is that a typo?
And that's the big question, isn't it? Is this just a mistake, some random gibberish, or, and hear me out, could this be one of the most brilliant, most compact masterclasses in user experience ever recorded? Well, we're going to roll with the second one, because I'm convinced this is pure genius.
So let's stop thinking of this as an error and start thinking of it as a code. A code that unlocks the basic emotional language of how we all interact with websites. Because these 4 simple sounds, they tell a whole story. A user story filled with discovery, frustration, and finally, success.
Okay, let's start at the beginning. The first sound, ah. This is that critical first impression. It's the sound a person makes when they land on a site and instantly feel, yes, I'm in the right place. This is the hook, plain and simple. So what is that ah moment? Well, it's that split second of delight, right? It's the immediate, I get it. The little bit of wonder you feel when a design just works. It's this totally positive gut reaction that happens, boom, instantly. And you can see the difference so clearly right here. On one side, you've got everything that makes a user go, I'm in the right place. Clean visuals, it's obvious what they do. And on the other side, well, that's the stuff that makes you just sigh and immediately look for that back button.
And look, this is why that moment is it's not optional. They say you have, 5 seconds, maybe less, to grab someone's attention online. If you don't earn that positive right away, they are gone. Poof.
All right, so after the what comes next in our little mystery? It's the sound n. This is the sound of things going sideways. It's that moment of friction, a roadblock in the user's journey.
Yeah, N is basically the sound of no, as in, nope, this isn't working, or no way, I don't get this. It's literally the sound of a pain point, where that smooth ride you were on suddenly hits a massive pothole. And I mean, just look at these examples. We have all been there, right? A broken link, a checkout process that feels like you're trying to solve a Rubik's Cube, those annoying pop-ups. All of these are moments, and they're the total opposite of the smooth path that good design is supposed to create.
And here's the absolute bottom line. Friction is a conversion killer. It doesn't matter how amazing that first was, 1 or 2 bad moments, and people are just going to give up. They're out.
Okay, but it's not all doom and gloom. This brings us to the final sound in our sequence, O. Now this is different from the first that was about delight. O is about understanding. It's the sound of the puzzle being solved.
Yep, the O is that classic light bulb moment. It's when the user finally finds what they were looking for or figures out how your service works. It's the payoff, the moment you actually deliver on your promise.
And really, this is the whole point, isn't it? The is what gets them to stick around, but the O is the reason they showed up in the first place. That's the conversion. That's the win. Okay, so we've broken down all the individual sounds. Now, let's put it all back together. Think of our original source text not as 4 random sounds, but as a complete score, like a tiny piece of music that tells a story. And this table really sums it all up beautifully. A is that discovery, that hook. N is the friction, the hurdle. And O is the resolution, the big payoff. Basically, you can map out almost any user journey using just these 3 emotional beats.
Which brings us full circle, right back to our original mystery. No. So what's the story here? Well, it's not a perfect journey, right? But it is a successful one. The user starts off great. This looks cool. Then another. I like this feature. Then they hit a snag. Wait, how does this part work? But they figure it out. Oh, there it is. Okay, now I get it.
Sometimes those moments are just gonna happen. It's almost unavoidable. So the real magic of great design isn't necessarily about eliminating every single point of friction. It's about anticipating where users might get stuck and then building a clear, easy path to guide them from that to the O. It's funny, this actually taps into a real psychological principle called the peak-end rule.
We tend to judge an experience based on its most intense moment and how it ends. So if you can guide someone through a tricky moment to a really satisfying oh, that final success can feel even more powerful.
So let's wrap this up with the big takeaways. First, start thinking of every website as having this hidden emotional score. Your goal is to fill it with as many ahs and ohs as you can. And most importantly, when you find an N sound, don't think of it as a failure. It's a gift. It's literally a signpost pointing directly to what you need to fix.
And that leaves us with one last question for you to think about. Think about your own website or maybe an app you use all the time. If the people using it could only communicate in these three sounds, what would you hear most often? Would it be a happy chorus of ah, oh? Or would it just be a long, frustrated groan of nah, nah, nah? Because really, the answer to that question, well, it tells you everything.